Hi, William Hououin here with a new Villagers and Heroes poll discussion. This one was inspired by Mathfish, and here's the question. What has been your best experience with Villagers and Heroes? Let's see what the community has to say. The first one is from Ruffles. My best experience has been finding out that I have a French-Canadian copy in William Hououin. So for those who don't know, Ruffles and me, we have many things in common. We are in many Discord's channel of many different video games. We have like the same game controller, the same taste in drinks. We have a special link, that's for sure. Okay, next. From Cosmic Kitty. The people. The game is fun, but the community is fantastic. I didn't start that long ago, but I've been amazed at how helpful everyone is, at least on US3. Maybe the other servers are full of the crazies. Well, Cosmic Kitty, we have quite a bit of crazies on US3, but we are a great server, that's for sure. So welcome to you in the VNH community if it wasn't already done. Now, Basha. My best experience has been the people I've met here. I've been playing MMOs since the 80s, and Villagers and Heroes is without a doubt the best community I've found. I agree, Basha. You've been playing MMOs for quite a bit longer than me, and I would be curious to see what other games you've played, just out of curiosity, since the 80s is quite impressive to me. I've been gaming since the 80s, but not online. So anyway, yes, it's something you'll see quite a bit during those poll results. The community is definitely one of VNH's best feature. I guess the game is facilitating that. Maybe it brings a particular type of person who is fun to be around. I don't know. Let's continue. This one is from yours truly. I always wanted to say yours truly. Anyway, here's from me. Seriously, so much happened. I've been playing for around 4 years now, so yeah. I don't know what's the best experience, but here's some very memorable. It is lost now because it was on the old forums, but Sarah used to do player interviews in the Ardent Ledger, and I remember she asked me if I was interested getting interviewed. And I was feeling really good about this, feeling you have a positive impact on a game enough to be taken notice of by a dev is a great feeling. Plus, it happened in a pretty rough time in real life, so good timing there. At some point, I got caught up with the game content, and I was able to experience new content at the same time as everyone else. It was when the Zorian Marshlands opened up. It was amazing to go there with everyone being brand new. Surprisingly, the infamous hack was a moment where, of course, the strain was high on the devs, but the community really came together. The devs were doing almost daily live streams. It was a moment of I was told the correct word for that was a great moment of coming together. I'll leave it at that for now, I think. It's enough about me. Let's go to the next one. From Sinjin. The time I saw Immortal Guardian yeet Lord Pyron's Venerables over the cliff. The time we barely survived, insert the thing, with insert other people, that were with us in insert dungeon/raid zones. I think it would be not that bold to say that Sinjin enjoy combat content in Villagers and Heroes. From Shyama. To be honest, the hack might be part of why I've stayed with VNH. I'd only been playing about 6 weeks, at that time fairly casually, with chat off and not interacting with anyone. Seeing how great the devs and community were during those couple weeks made me even more interested in and addicted to this game. It still took a while for me to come out of my shell and join in, but I'm glad I did because I've made some amazing friends here. Even some that feel more like family. Even though I haven't been in-game as much lately due to real life, VNH still feels like home. And you all make me laugh like crazy sometimes, in-game and here on Discord. So, that keeps me entertained too, lol. Well, I'm glad you stayed, and indeed real life is a pain. But I promise at some point real life will go away. Maybe cut that out.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
This one is from Tarlin. Considering that I have only been playing for 3 days, my greatest experience has come in the welcoming and helpful community of veterans in VNH. Everyone, for the most part, is extremely willing to help and guide or just offer their ideas and best practices. From a gameplay standpoint, I downloaded the game for the crafting and questing. The crafting system is incredibly vast, but it is tiered in a sort of way that makes it super easy to gather the materials and understand the systems. Thank you, Wellspring Update. The tutorial quest, The Artisans, is amazing and super helpful. I thoroughly enjoy the fact that you don't have to buy hundreds of dollars worth of real cash stuff to be able to fully experience this aspect of the game. The quest lines are very well written, and the stories, although can be tedious at times, keeps you entertained as you learn about the game through the questing and develop your character. I actually posted in Global that the quest A Padded Boar was heart-wrenching. I think I shed a tear when Moma Boar said he was already dead. Yes, Starlin, welcome to VNH. The writing is indeed quite good because we have a real pro writer on board in the person of Sarah Utter. And yeah, all the lore is original to the game, so it's great to have that. Always enjoyed the quest. By the way, when will we know who JM is? When? Okay, now from Sir Rendlesham /Frick/Rog the Orc. I remember it like yesterday. I was a newbie and my wife was sitting beside me on the couch. I downloaded VNH to pass the time while she was playing solitaire on her phone. Yuck, lol. Well, yes, quick word from me here. My wife tends to watch shows that I don't care about, and so I sit right next to her on the couch and play VNH. That I feel I'm reading my own life there. Okay, back to Sir Rendlesham. So yeah, she's playing solitaire on her phone, yuck. Instead of just drinking my beer, staring at the TV. She leaned over and said, "What you doing?" And I looked to my left with a nice buzz and replied, "I'm feeding my sheep." She looked at me crooked and asked, "You're feeding what?" And I laughed and said, "My sheep, my sheep." She just grinned and said, "Oh, okay." I told her she should give it a try, and she did about a week later, and our lives have never been the same. She became Queen Mab that day, and I her knight, Sir Rendlesham. That was most definitely my favorite moment, when my best friend joined the adventure with me. That's a really nice story. Congrats to the both of you to enjoy the same game. That's great. Now, Ziani coming with best experience in the game is the friendly community to me. That's something that's coming back all the time, and yeah, props to the VNH community. Seems we're doing a fantastic job at making the game welcoming for all. Okay, now we have a Cave, V. This dude is changing name way too much. Just choose one and go with that. V is now a newly appointed dev. So let's see what his favorite experience was with the game. One of my favorites was back when the Banshee Queen came out. Her boss fight was very different back then. She had 2 rows of around 8-10 minions on her left and right, and would also spawn ghosts when confronted. A sizable group on US1 was forming to try and tackle her, somewhere around 15 players. I joined in but was severely underleveled, probably level 22, while the other players were 25 or 30. We had to be extremely cautious, but eventually chaos broke loose and we were swarmed by zombies and skeletons. As players would die, they would run back with bubbles wobbles. We used to get that as a debuff for dying, and keep attacking her until they died again. It became a train of bubble-headed players throwing themselves into an army of the undead to deal a few percent points of damage to the queen before being struck down. Eventually, she was finally killed through that process, and I think only a few people got credit for it. Still a fantastic time. Yes, that's a great story. Thanks, V. Oh yeah, I got it right. And now we have Hish. I know I can call him that. Here's the proof. Okay. There are way too many great experiences in this game for me, and it's really hard for me to choose one. It could be when I got max level in all crafting and gathering. It could be when I got platinum in the raids season 3. It could be when I beat my first elder boss. It could be when I entered the Blight Bay. It could even be my tanking in hard fights like Ladder of Bash in Event Zone. Or when I did bounties in a zone with a friend, but for me it's mainly this. I and my friends were just fooling around in Ardent, being silly and throwing rotten eggs at each other, running after each other. It wasn't fun because it was some progression, but it was fun because it was just us being us, fooling around and having a laugh, using the Traven conch on friends, and just the overall experience was the most fun I had. Because we were enjoying ourselves without any worries for anything, and that's the beauty of this game. We can do whatever we want. It's not necessary to progress to have fun. Sometimes just fooling around can get it done. I agree. Another example of the community aspect of the game. It's what online games are all about, when they're done right, at least. And now we have Verrier, or Verrier. Just tell me how to pronounce it and I'll get it right next time. My best experience is my first Hououin Event Zone. The way people spawn in together and have fun in Event Zone, how people help other getting their candy corn by crafting mats for them. It's just a whole bunch of random people who work together for the community, and it was a nice experience. It is pretty much the only thing I'm looking for in an MMO. I was like only level 18 a few weeks late to the easy, but managed to get all the easy reward because everyone was working together and I got a bunch of help. Sadly, the next year or so, Spooky Town completely changed, so never actually got the chance to repeat that. And nowadays, even Zone never feel the same as that. Don't know if I was around back then. And now the last but not the least, Matt Fish. I don't know if this was the dungeon run, but I remember one similar to this where our group of 40-ish players made it to the end and ran out of time. We didn't have a tank. I think I would have been mad. But oh well, I guess it's trying that counts. So anyway, that's it. It's been a longer video than I thought. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me your comments, and if you didn't share your experience on the Discord server, you can do it here. As always, thanks for watching and bye bye.